Can you describe what it was like for you fighting Bud, what he was doing that was giving you the kind of problems that you couldn't really do enough to get what would have been, I guess, a close decision?
We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style. Me siento muy orgulloso de lo que se logró
A
hoy.
great night for boxing, a great night for the sport, for everyone. And as a Mexican, everything that I have accomplished for my people, for the country, very proud, and a great night for boxing.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything.
And just one more, Canelo, it has been, I can't even know the number of years it's been since you've been without a world title. Has it sunk in yet that for the first time in all that time, you're not a world champion?
No, I feel a champion, no matter what. You know, I win no matter what, and I still feel a champion. So it is what it is. You need to take the loss and accept everything. But I'm gonna continue. Do it.
This was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
In
For this event, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
You became a 5-division world champion. You became the 3rd 4-division lineal champion with Mayweather and Pacquiao. You became a 3-time undisputed champion, the first ever in the 2, 3, or 4 belt era. And you became the 2nd undisputed champion in 3 weight classes when there was only 1 champion back in 1938 with Henry Armstrong. That's a lot of stuff.
You hear that? You hear that?
Which do you think means
All
the
of
most?
it.
And
All of it. It all goes hand in hand.
can you describe what it all means to you to have? You just made like a whole resume of stuff tonight.
It means a lot to me because, you know, anybody can be a nobody. Like I said, you know, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobodies. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
And say congratulations.
That's it. What can you say? Any words?
Thanks.
I bet you did. Well, the first 3 rounds, you know, I felt like I was in control. You know, I think he was trying to figure me out.
Did you feel that you were frustrating him? He tried to lift you up. He headbutted you. Were you sensing that you were frustrating him?
Of course, you know, he was a little frustrated in there, but that's part of the game.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it, but, you know, I think I was the better man tonight.
What was that moment where you were pushed aside by the ring, and they suspended they called a timeout for a second, and then started the fight again in the middle. I think it was the seventh inning.
Well, I got headbutted. I got cut. I gotta go get stitches. You didn't see it?
No.
Oh, yeah. He headbutted me. So I gotta go get stitches after this.
Terence Crawford can box. I look at Terence Crawford as a puncher boxer. I look at Canelo Alvarez as a puncher boxer, not the other way around. If they move, it's either to rest or get in position to do what they really want to do. Start a fight and land a punch that's going to change the course of the night. So I can't just say that Terence is going to outbox and we know what he's going to do. I don't know. You got to do. Both of these fighters are extremely stubborn, and you cannot be great for any extended period of time and not have that stubbornness about you. Even though Canelo Alvarez has some blemishes on his record, there's a perfectly good reason for each one, the draws and the losses. So he's been outclassed by Mayweather, but he's never been beat up and shut out and stopped. So his confidence and stubbornness is at an all-time high. The same can be said about Terence Crawford, and that's why I feel like, given the weight disparity, given their mentality, this fight is in a class by itself. And I just think that we're going to have high-level boxing because every punch is going to matter, because Terence does not want to lose to Canelo Alvarez and vice versa. But they're going to stand their ground at some point in time. Canelo wants to prove that I am the bigger man. And Crawford doesn't appreciate being called the smaller man, which is why you saw him press up on Canelo at the press conference to send a subtle, not so subtle message that you're not as big as everybody's saying you are. So I think it's going to be a great fight that's going to stand alone.
Andre Ward predicts a battle for the ages as Crawford and Canelo step into the ring. Both fighters are stubborn, relentless, and every punch could change the course of the night. Even Canelo's former opponent Alfonso Gomez gives his take, hinting at why this fight could tip in unexpected ways. He stated, he's a winner. He's been winning consistently, and he's the bigger guy with the bigger punch. Gomez highlights the physical edge Canelo brings to the ring, making every exchange unpredictable. Crawford's skill and speed will be tested like never before. This isn't just about talent, it's about willpower, strength, and seizing the moment. Fans can expect a clash where size meets strategy, and one punch could shift the balance entirely. The tension is real, and the stakes couldn't be higher for both warriors. Gomez dives deeper into his predictions, hinting that there's more at play than just skill inside the ring. He suggests a cosmic, almost spiritual layer influencing how the fighters perform.
So, going back to your, I'm just going back to my predictions of why I've been predicting these victories. Because this is going beyond us. This is energetic, this is cosmic, this is divine. And in this case, with Canelo and Crawford, I believe from what I've seen, Crawford is more in tune with his divinity. He is more, just closer to what we can call somebody that is more in tune with God and his family and nature, etc. I'm sure he consumes meat. I'm sure he swears. I'm sure he's not woke, but just more leaning towards, because Canelo for years, he's just been commercialized. Not only his name, he has believed this. So in his mind, in his essence, Canelo, in everything, he's commercialized himself. He's a product, basically. And good for him. In a way, he is doing what he wanted to do. I predict that I think Canelo is going to win.
He believes Crawford may have a unique connection to his inner strength, which could give him an unexpected edge. Canelo's experience and commercialized style make him a formidable opponent, but Gomez implies that raw energy and alignment might tip the scales. Fans are left wondering if natural instinct could rival calculated technique. The fight could become more than just a physical battle. It might be a test of spirit and intuition. Every movement, every punch could carry unseen weight. Gomez continues, painting a picture of a fight that could defy expectations. He predicts moments where Crawford might completely surprise Canelo.
But I predict that Crawford is going to stunt him, drop him, something like that nobody has ever done. That's what I predict. That in itself could make Crawford get a split decision or a majority decision, but I see Canelo winning on a split decision, majority decision, because it's going to be a close fight, and Crawford is going to stunt him or do something like that. That's what I. That's what I.
Even if Canelo wins on points, Gomez hints Crawford could stun him in ways nobody has ever seen. This makes the outcome unpredictable and adds tension to every round. Fans can expect an electrifying clash where one bold move could swing the fight. Close decisions loom on the horizon, and every exchange might hold a game-changing moment. The suspense builds with the knowledge that nothing is guaranteed in this battle. Gomez reflects on Crawford's evolution as a fighter, pointing out how mastery changes the game. He emphasizes the fine details that separate a great boxer from a master.
I think he's better. Yeah, I think he has fine-tuned his style. Obviously, he's faster on his movements, and not a faster. What happens is that when you become a master, you can punch somebody in 1 inch and drop him, compared to somebody that has to do that. So fine-tuning into a master doesn't mean that you actually punch harder or nothing. It's just that everything's just he doesn't have to do this to block. He can just do this and he blocks a punch, right? He's just in another level. I believe that. From when I fought him, he was more wide, more open, more chaotic. He wasn't so fine-tuned. But also, I believe that his mind, everybody's energy is beautiful. The energy that they shoot him is the best. His own mind, everything that he sees around him that he has created is so powerful that brings him that energy. All the people that surround the arena. It's powerful. It's a lot of power.
Crawford's movements are now precise, almost effortless, making him a danger in any situation. He can block, counter, and land punches with minimal effort while staying composed. The energy in the arena and the people around him only amplify his power. Gomez suggests that Crawford's mastery has turned him into a complete force, capable of reading and controlling the fight. Fans should expect fluidity, intelligence, and bursts of devastating action. Gomez breaks down the power matchup between Crawford and Canelo, analyzing how their punching styles compare. Adam Smith shares his take on Crawford's potential in the fight, noting both the challenges and opportunities he faces. He hints that this could be a defining moment for the unbeaten fighter.
I like Crawford in the fight. I just think, yes, he's coming up in weight. Yes, it's a huge jump, but I think he's got the speed, the IQ, and the skills to give Canelo a really tough night. I mean, obviously, the weight difference and the strength of Canelo, and Canelo is a superstar, and I just wonder if it's the right time for Crawford. He's never had that coming out fight. Yes, he beat Errol Spence. Yes, he beat Porter. Yes, he's looked fantastic at times. 4-division champion or whatever he is, and he's unbeaten, but this is on Netflix. This is a huge audience, and I just think I just got a feeling this is Terence Crawford's coming out party.
Despite moving up in weight, Crawford's speed, intelligence, and skills make him a serious threat to Canelo. Smith suggests this fight could serve as Crawford's breakout performance on a massive global stage. The enormous audience and stakes add pressure, but also a chance to cement his legacy. Fans can expect Crawford to rise to the occasion and test Canelo like never before. Every punch could feel like a statement in what might be his coming out party. Smith contrasts Crawford's readiness with Canelo's vast experience. He emphasizes the intensity and focus required to compete at this level.
Look, Canelo will be favored from many because he's been there, done it, but he's had nearly 70 fights, and I just wonder, looking at the Skull fight, that I just think it might be Crawford's time. I think it's going to be very, very tough, and I think that he's got to keep switched on every second of every minute. But I think Terence Crawford's the sort of guy that can do that, and yeah, it's Crawford for me.
Even with Canelo's record and veteran status, Smith believes Crawford has the focus and adaptability to rise to the challenge. Every second in the ring will demand full concentration, leaving no room for error. This fight could test Crawford's ability to maintain composure under relentless pressure. Fans can expect a tactical battle where strategy and reaction speed matter as much as power. Smith predicts a thrilling edge-of-your-seat contest where Crawford could seize a historic moment. Teddy Atlas also weighed in on this fight and recalls the early talk around this fight, back when many dismissed the idea of Crawford facing Canelo. From the beginning, he stood firm in his belief.
Listen, before this fight was made and when it was only vaguely proposed, where a lot of people poo-pooed it. No, Crawford's too small, forget about it, doesn't make sense. When it was going through those times, I didn't hesitate. I said Crawford. I'm not changing now.
Atlas never wavered, even when others doubted the matchup. His loyalty to Crawford's skill set shows the confidence he has in the underdog's ability. This perspective adds weight because Atlas has seen countless champions rise and fall. Fans will wonder if his instinct proves right once the first bell rings. The stage is set for Crawford to try and validate the early faith put in him. Atlas also spoke about the magnitude of this fight, pointing out the heavy promotion and the people involved behind the scenes. He emphasizes how grand the stage has become.
I see. Listen, both guys have gotten older. I don't know. I hope it's not. And I'll put the disclaimer out there first. I'm not poo-poo. I'm not raining on anyone's parade. I think it's a very interesting fight, and I hope it's a great fight. And they're making it so big. They're really bringing everything out for this fight. You know, Dana White, his first involvement in boxing, in a promotion of a fight like this. I know he's involved with Walsh, the Irish kid, but I mean, his first really foray with boxing in this kind of way and level with Turki Al-Sheikh, and they're not holding anything back. I mean, they're putting everything into this.
He highlights Dana White's involvement, adding another layer of intrigue to an already massive event. The energy surrounding the fight signals just how historic this moment could be. Atlas reminds fans that the stakes go beyond the fighters. It's about the spectacle of boxing itself. The pressure rises as all eyes turn toward this showdown. When everything is on the line, greatness is either made or broken. Atlas further continued to compare the anticipation to the long-awaited Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, but he also delivered a warning.
I remember how excited everyone was for the Mayweather fight with Pacquiao. As it turned out, it was 5 years too late. It didn't happen when probably it should have, to really give us a chance to really have a great fight. And people were very disappointed. And I'm hoping that don't happen, and I don't think it will. But there's a chance that people might say at the end of the day, if they're not as satisfied, whether it's the Canelo side or the Crawford side, that, hey, this should have maybe happened a little earlier. Put that aside for now. That's me, because I always gonna tell you everything I feel, whether you like it or not. But I'm gonna allow my experience to scour the canvas and look at everything, all aspects, and put it out there. I don't care if I'm working a fight now. It's not gonna stop me from saying what I believe. At the end of the day, I think it's gonna be it is an interesting fight. I think it could be a hell of a fight, but we'll see.
He fears the fight could come too late in both men's careers, just like Mayweather-Pacquiao disappointed fans. Atlas stresses that timing is everything when creating legendary matchups. Still, he believes the action in this fight has the potential to deliver. Fans are reminded not to take the moment for granted, because fights like this don't come often. The risk of underwhelming expectations only makes the stakes feel even higher. Atlas then broke down the technical side, analyzing how both fighters have changed over time. He paid close attention to their strengths and weaknesses.
When I handicap this fight, I look at it where has each guy changed? What's their strengths, what their weaknesses? Canelo is not as busy as he used to be. Now, in some ways, it served him like a fine wine getting better. You know, he picks his spots, he counter punches, you know, he carries good power, he's accurate. You know, he doesn't waste anything. That's a nice thing. I don't know if that nice thing will serve him with Crawford, who's moving up in weight, who's faster, who can maneuver and use his legs. I know he's 37, but he's not used up. He doesn't have a lot of miles on the odometer, Crawford. So I'm looking for my synopsis of it. My overview would be I'm looking for Crawford to win the outside. Use his length. I know he's still got good length on him. Use his length, use his legs a little bit, grab the canvas. He's not gonna run, but just control space, get angles, be ready to punch. Don't allow Canelo to freely walk in. and where I think he gets served.
He notes Canelo's evolution into a more calculated, accurate fighter who no longer wastes punches. At the same time, he points out Crawford's freshness despite his age and his ability to control space. This sets the stage for a battle of precision versus mobility. Fans can imagine the chess-like tension as both men try to impose their styles. Every adjustment could become the turning point of the fight. Atlas returned to a key point, Canelo's footwork and output. He raised concerns about whether those flaws could cost him against Crawford.
Why did he lose to Mayweather a long time ago? I know it was a million years ago. I know. But it wasn't because his hands were too slow. His feet were too slow. He couldn't close the gaps fast enough. And I think he's going to have a problem in that same area. If I'm right, if Crawford maximizes the things that favor him. Speed, legs, IQ, length, using the jab to control that length. I can see where Canelo could have trouble getting close enough. I also see that, again, he's not busy like he used to be. Yeah, he's accurate. Yeah, he'll go to the body. He'll look to throw that left hook to the liver. That's one of his famous punches. That's a punch that makes sense against a smaller man, that can take the legs away from a smaller man. But I don't know if he'll get in position to do it. Crawford's going to try not to let him get in position to do it and win the battle on the outside. And again, not have to deal with a lot of activity offensively from Canelo, because he's not that active offensively like he was some years ago. So that's going to help Crawford. Yeah, everyone says, oh, he's the big, Canelo's the bigger guy, he's the more powerful guy. Okay, fine. But if he's not throwing the bigger, more powerful punches in large quantities, then he's not as dangerous as you think he is. Because he's got to throw them. He's got to land them. But he's got to throw them to have a chance to land them, to be dangerous, to be the bigger guy. And if he's throwing a lot less than he used to, he's not as dangerous as you make it in your head, because he's the bigger guy. That's how I break it down.
He explains that Canelo's slower feet could leave him chasing shadows if Crawford uses his legs and jab effectively. While Canelo carries devastating power, Atlas stresses that he must actually throw in volume to make it matter. Without that activity, the size advantage might not mean as much as people think. This creates an image of Crawford dancing around while Canelo tries to close the gap. The suspense builds as fans wonder if the smaller man can neutralize the bigger threat. Fight week is here, and all the talk is finally coming to an end. The predictions, the doubts, the confidence, and the warnings, they all lead to this moment. Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are about to step into the ring for a fight that feels bigger than belts, bigger than records. This is about pride, legacy, and proving who really stands at the top. Canelo has the size, the power, and the experience at the highest levels. Crawford has the speed, the IQ, and the hunger to shock the world. One mistake, one punch could change everything on fight night. But the real question is, will Crawford's skill and stubbornness be enough to overcome the mountain of size and strength in front of him? Or will Canelo remind everyone why he's been the face of boxing for the last decade? And if Crawford pulls it off, do we start talking about him as one of the all-time great? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this. Fight week is here, and history is about to be written.